You just have to catch a few. That's the game. If you have big muscles and you think Vin Diesel is cool, you're about to lose all your gains. So this is how he comes across in movies. He's done like 9 or 10 Fast and Furious. Like, he didn't want to do more than one, and he ended up doing 9 more. So a lot of producing. But in real life, he's not super introverted and calm and cool like he plays on the movie, much like Sylvester Stallone. In real life, he's very cringy. Sleep, Last Play, super douchebag. Here you go. Here's more of the real Vin Diesel. You got double feminine savers, and then super extroverted. These DI extroverts. It's only the Sleep Blast plays and the Consume Play Blast are DI and extroverts. And here's one right here. Got the classic douchebag thumbs up. Like, why is that in there? Like, why is that so real? Why does that have to be so goddamn real? So his official type, TI, Sleep Last Play, double masculine. So you got Adam Sandler, you got Henry Rollins, Sylvester Stallone kind of in the mix there as an FI one. So the story of Vin Diesel is always going to be something about tribe stuff and extrovert. It's really something I'm narrowing down with, like, helping people with video typing and processing their type. It's like, there's a million different coins, 9 and counting, and now you got the socials and everything else. And the social coins are really good. They're really important. And so is your sexuals, and so is your middle animals, and so is this and that stuff. But really, if you were to try and hold the line, like when you watch these clips of Vin Diesel, if you could just tell him 1 or 2 things out of all of his math and all of his codes, like, what would you tell him? You'd be like, hey, dude, weirdo on the decider stuff, weirdo on people stuff, cringe with people, fine with things. You can work on a car. You really can. And then, dude, dial down the extrovertism. All right, let me just play the first clips here just as a baseline. Here's him just in an interview with Ellen talking about the billions of dollars he made with all his movies.
This is amazing because you don't believe in sequels. You thought there should not be a sequel.
Initially, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Back in the 80s and the 90s, if you sequelized a movie, you lost every chance of it being a classic or being something special.
Right.
And so I turned down the first 2 attempts for a sequel. And then they said, okay, you write it, you produce it. And I said, okay. And now we're here with the biggest.
Amazing.
Only because of you. Only because of you. Only because of you.
Them and they're good movies. It's a combination. It has to be a good movie for them to go see it and love it the way they love it. So.
Double decider, right? Only because of you. No, it's a little bit of both. So the classic consume last. Anything good that comes into their life has to be forced into their life. This is my story right here. This is my life. It's like, okay, fine. I will produce 1 movie and then I'm done because I have some masculine sensory OI way of like, well, in the 80s and 90s, if you do a second one, it doesn't work out. So don't do it. I have a way, right? But then everyone's like, all right, how do I trick this guy into doing 9 fucking more? What if I let the producer do the producing? He's like, okay, fine. Well, as long as I can do it my way, I'll do it. And that's what I'm seeing in my life is like, stop making the universe trick me into getting good things in my life. All right, now we're going to watch the amp up as he's talking more about tribe members.
There's a quote here. His character, this is about the kiss.
Yeah.
His character is just, she said this on the show, she is just frozen like a dead fish. And
What?
Yeah.
What? Come on, guys. Do I look like a dead fish? Whoa. God. No, that looks like a Connie Corso that's saying, don't do this in front of Letty. That's what that is.
I know. She said.
Yeah.
Let me just continue.
Okay.
I want you to defend yourself.
Yes.
Don't interrupt.
His character's just frozen like a dead fish.
What? What's this?
He's saying it's the best kiss ever. It was the most psychotic kiss ever. And this whole spiel about how lips don't lie. I like a little more movement in my men.
Movement in your men! Say something.
Okay.
I know he's playing up for the camera, but it's like the constant interrupting and the freak out about the tribe stuff, right? All right, so this next clip, watch, he's going to be talking to an ESFP. I would take a guess this lady is an ESFP, Consume, Play, Blast, Sleep Blast, so super double decider, one of the classic super double deciders. And so she's watching the movies and she's like, oh, so I'm seeing the pattern here that you play kind of this tough guy, but you really have a different side inside of you that the tribe doesn't see. She's just kind of pointing out like, oh, I see the decider story. And so the decider, the IP here, an extroverted IP, is like, oh my God, that's the biggest deal. You see me, which is really cool. It's really great. But it's like the amount that the rest of the interview, Vin Diesel wouldn't let it go. Watch how cringy this gets.
What do you have to say?
What really struck me about the movie, in all honesty, is it's about a person that projects one version of himself to the world and deep down is grappling with something that most people wouldn't expect. And you, as this badass action star that can just look cool no matter what, like right now, I think a lot of people don't realize you're this nerdy geek who loves Dungeons and Dragons. And I think people don't give you enough credit for the contributions you've made to the film industry. And in that way, I think you're very much like this character. What do you say to that?
I love you.
But I'll tell you what.
You are ahead of everyone.
Everyone.
You shocked all of them.
Effie shocked them.
They can't believe it. Did you hear anybody give a better answer than her? Guys, I want to hear.
Effie Jubilee.
Come on.
You do it.
Be real, guys.
The Effie Jubilee, right? It's so weird to see Effie versus TE. The Effie is like, let's get the emotional reaction from the people. The TE is like, what the hell are you doing? So this is the story. You see the double-sided. This is what we're looking at video typing. You see the double-sided, like, yeah, other people's points of view, and they don't see you. And it's a lot of double-siders. You think like, oh, I'm a decider. It's like, no, the casualness of how she's rolling through it. And the over-the-top ridiculousness of Vin Diesel reacted to it. One little side thing, one thing I saw with Vin Diesel is that he builds a lot of his worlds off of Dungeons and Dragons, and this is classic Dave Powers. The amount of things that I can build off of Ravenfield in my real life, or some Contra in the fucking 90s, or some like video game, or something that I'm going through, or a sport, or something. It's like something in my box. Everything will be connected, chess, And so I saw that too with Henry Cavill. He has the same functions, just all in a different order. Of like the NI and the TI, like loving the Dungeons and Dragons. We'll see stuff like that. Like where people will really like a certain type of game, or Dungeons and Dragons. Like, that's a little bit too weird for me. There's too much TI. It's too much. No, I just want to SEFI blow shit up. I don't want to think when I'm doing a video game. All right, hold on for some more cringy douchebag.
You've been sitting doing that for years. You haven't heard anything close to that. She wins the award for the press day of October 9th. She is the champion. You're blown away. You've been doing this for a while. And you haven't seen anything like it. She stole the show. There's nothing, she did it. We can all go home. You're never going to get anything that great, that wonderful, that perceptive, that honest, that passionate.
He just won't shut up. He won't shut up. Oh my God, he won't shut up. It's like all your credibility for him just like goes down, down, down. So what's going on? You have a extroverted decider. Now he happens to be an IP, but notice it's the same damn story as the EJs. Of like, I'm not seen, you're not seen, you don't know, they don't know, I don't know, you don't know, this weird decider thing. And it's like if it's an IP extrovert, it's going to come across very EJ. Shoving on the tribe, this masculine FE, you guys don't know, look at this, bow down, let's all go home, consume less, let's get the hell out of here. And so the thing I've really been seeing in real life, looking at all these coins and all this code stuff, is really do lock on and focus on, are you an observer or a decider? In some way, shape, or form, you're fucking weird with people. You're not like the ESFP lady who's like, yeah, sometimes you're misunderstood. Big deal, right? She's an ESFP, she'll give a shit. And then how does that express? If you're an extrovert decider, it looks something like that. Versus if he was an introvert, it would be all internalizing and running away and cauldroning, but still the same energy.
Can we have one more round of applause for the best interview ever?
Jubilees!
Not every day, guys. It's
More
not every
Jubilees.
day. We need to be grateful for these moments.
I didn't even ask you about being an honorary Latino. This is airing on Telemundo.
Ay, no, ahora conmigo.
That part, that'll be enough.
Sí, gracias, gracias, mi gente. Si tú puedes señalar, tú puedes hacerlo.
Look, she wants to get out of there. God damn.